excited when I chatted to Violet a couple of weeks ago when I heard about
we were in
this.
the room.
We were in the room together. You couldn't have written it. They were both in the room together, and I heard about this wonderful plaque being unveiled. An incredibly important event here today, and not just for the area. I know it's incredibly important for Carnlough, but for the wider community in Irish traditional music. I think that's something that we've noticed over the last while, that going right back to the end of the 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, a lot of the musicians that were documented were actually men. And so this is really important. There are very few documented, and so this is a really important part of the Irish traditional music. And when I was researching the story and looking at what was in contact with Mary and Helen and Violet, and what really stood out to me was her, as you mentioned, a trailblazer, promoting the uilleann pipes here. And there was a gorgeous article from the Irish News which stated that her main desire was to set up an uilleann piping school here in the north, and also to promote Irish traditional music and the Irish language. So that's incredibly, I think, important and enlightening for everybody as part of the music community.
I forgot to mention that she was one of the founder members in 1904 of the Glens Festival.
Yes,
I forgot to mention that. And
it's on your handout.
has she gone? It is Mary McAllister, isn't it? Who was here? McAllister, who's the
Glens.
what is she though? Is she? Yeah, chair of thing. That's it. I just forgot to mention it. I'm really sorry. I should have, because she was, even then she was fostering, and she was part of that festival movement to the 1930s.
And I think you've done such wonderful work, and it's all there, and for future generations and for future people getting involved in Irish traditional music, but also as part of history, the social history, Irish music history. It's all a really important part of it, and I think we've come full circle today, seeing the unveiling of the plaque, and hopefully that'll be a catalyst for other women and other pipers around the country. So I'll play two tunes maybe. I'll play one, it's called Band of Glana. As we mentioned her love of the Irish language, it means the dark woman of the glen, and I'll follow that with a tune which is actually on a list of her repertoire that Mary sent me. It's the Merry Blacksmith, so she would have played this tune. So thanks so much for having me, and great to see Violet and Mary and everybody here today. And well done for the lovely music as well.
Rather than a picture, yes.